I'm Terry Zuehsow. I work as a PA in psychiatry, and in the past I've worked as a science and religion teacher in high school and college, and as a computer systems enterprise architect. Throughout my adult years, I've taught Bible class in my church, and now I am the author of a Concordia publishing house devotional book entitled Exploring God's Promises, a guided journey through His Word. Some years ago, my daughter was blindsided by a tragic breach of trust. And one day, as part of helping her through this devastating situation, I put her name into some of God's promises and presented them to her. She was brought to tears. What I didn't know at the time is she had been pleading with God to help her to know what His actual promises to her were. And so it began. My impassioned quest to identify as many promises from God as I could for my daughter, for myself, and now for you as well. The Bible overflows with God's promises and assurances for you. In Peter's second letter, he writes, God has given us His very great and precious promises. And he adds, I will make every effort to see that you will always be able to remember these things. Exploring God's Promises presents 228 distinct promises and assurances for all believers. These are divided into three major sections. Yesterday, God's promises for you that have already been fulfilled in Christ. Today, His promises for the here and now and forever, those promises that will be fulfilled when Christ returns. And throughout the book, you are given the opportunity to express to God what each of His promises means to you. Your journey through God's promises is about knowing and depending upon the God who faithfully walks alongside you. In this broken world, you will experience times of sorrow, suffering, pain, and persecution. But through His living and effective Word, God promises you His forgiveness and comfort, purpose, guidance, hope, strength, and so much more. I invite you to embark on this journey, exploring all God's amazing and powerful promises for you. Consider inviting a friend so that you can share what you are learning and experiencing with each other. God earnestly desires that you treasure and rely upon all of His promises in your life. It is my prayer that exploring God's promises might contribute to the gracious work that God Himself is doing in you, and that you might grow to love and trust Him more and more.